Welcome to our final segment of Meet the Future presented by Kubota. I'm Scott Van Coonet, and we are just hours away from the 2020 NHL Draft. And with me is Sportsnet's NHL Draft expert, Sam Cosentino. Sam, we've been anxiously waiting for this moment for an extra 3 months this year. You've been busy talking with players, busy talking with scouts, I'm sure. How are the players feeling right now?
Well, I think everyone's getting nervous, and it's obviously going to be quite the different experience than what you typically see on TV in the big arena full of people where you get to, hug and kiss your mom in the stands and then walk down and get that jersey put on you and get the picture taken. So unfortunately, the players aren't going to have that experience, but there's no doubt the nerves are going to end up being just the same as you kind of sit in your house and wait for the phone to ring or hear your name called on TV. So no question they're nervous. There's probably that little bit of sense of pending relief, knowing that there'll be a little bit more certainty as to what team they're going to be with moving forward. But a lot of different emotions, I'm sure, especially with where we are in the world today, and probably a lot of these guys just realizing, how fortunate they are to be in the position they're in.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I know you're a busy guy, so we won't keep you too long. Yesterday, you told us about some of the players that you're going to be keeping a close eye on over the next 2 days. Today, why don't you give us your top CHL prospects at each position? Why don't we start up front?
Yeah, no problem. So we'll go to the center ice position there, and I think it starts with Marco Rossi, the Ottawa 67s. Here's a 120-point guy who 2 years ago, head coach Andre Tourigny pointed out to me as a guy that you really need to focus on for this year's draft. A late birthday guy, so he's one of the older players in this draft. Played in the men's league in Switzerland by having to drive back and forth to Austria. Did that as a youngster, but his last couple of years in Ottawa have been absolutely brilliant. What's most impressive about this guy is not so much the points, but you hear about his practice habits where he is a pain in the rear end to play against in practice, knowing that he practices that hard. His off-ice workouts are incredible. You've probably seen some of the stuff on Twitter. You look at the point production, but maybe most impressively is the fact that he is really effective in both the neutral zone and the defensive zone. In fact, I talked to one Eastern Conference coach today who said, oh my gosh, every time we play this guy, we're just so impressed by the video. And in fact, we take his video and show it to our players as an example of what to do right. So Marco Rossi would be our center iceman. We move to the left wing now. We'll go to Alexi Lafreniere. No question, this guy is going to be the first player drafted, first one off the board to the New York Rangers, and a guy that we've watched build layers to his game, starting as a 16-year-old with 42 goals, 68 assists, 107 points in his second year, so showing off that playmaking ability, and then a multi-layered improvement this year in terms of his consistency, the physicality, and then showing that he is that dual threat guy. 2 point per game plus guy, leading the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League in points, World Junior MVP. What more can you say about the projected number one pick, Alexi Lafreniere? We're going to go to the right wing here. We're going to cheat just a little bit. And Jack Quinn, you deserve an honorable mention here, but we got to go to my man, Cole Perfetti. We're going to switch him over to the right wing for the intensive purposes of this drill here. But Perfetti playing in Saginaw really helped turn the franchise's fortunes around, and people started to realize, hey, Cole Perfetti's going to play there, I think I'm going to play there too. They've been a great team the last couple of years. Would have loved to have seen what they would have done in the playoffs this year. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. When it comes to that creative offensive mind, getting in over the blue line, this guy might be the best in the draft. He has the ability to have great 360-degree vision. He can spot the trailer. He can slow up at the line, chip it up the boards and get it back, find that guy streaking through the middle of the ice. I mean, really amazing what he can do in the offensive zone. Back-to-back 37-goal seasons, had trouble scoring at the start of this year, so showed off his playmaking ability to help round out his game, and really played with a vengeance after the World Junior perceived snub for not making that team. So Cole Perfetti would be our right winger there.
And on the back end, who are your top guys there for us?
Yeah, well, we got a couple of guys. We'll go to the right side first, and that would be Jamie Drysdale of the Erie Otters. I mean, here's a guy who broke Travis Dermott's rookie points record for the Erie Otters in terms of defenseman. But there's no question the hallmark of his game is his great skating ability. You pair that with a brain that processes the game as quickly as his feet go, and you have one of those typical new age defenseman. He projects as a guy who down the road will probably be an NHL power play guy. But the coolest thing about this guy is he is just an unbelievable person, a top-notch character person, one of those people that you'd say, yeah, I wouldn't mind that guy dating my daughter. So it's Jamie Drysdale on the right side, Erie Otters. To the left side we go, and it's Caden Goalie of the Prince Albert Raiders. Talked a little bit about him as a 16-year-old on the WHL championship team, getting that Memorial Cup experience. He's got his brother Brendan to lean on to help carve the path for him, an Anaheim Ducks prospect. And when it comes to this guy, it's his skating ability, his gap control, just as a snuffer of plays in neutral ice, plays with that old school, mean, physical mentality. So Caden Goalie is our left side D.
I'd love to see those two guys play together in a game. And
yeah, that'd be a lot of fun, no doubt, because you'd have the kind of the good cop, bad cop, or the guy up the ice and the guy hanging out playing the defensive game in Goalie.
Who's going to be your starting goalie?
Well, Nico Dawes is going to be our guy from the Guelph Storm, and here's the guy that we talked about during our OHL version of the Kubota Meet the Future segment, so you can get a lot more on Dawes there. But a guy who rededicated himself in the offseason after spending the season previous to that with the OHL champion Guelph Storm, came back, was their starter this year. Lights out numbers for Nico Dawes, so he's our goaltender.
Now, you had Cole Perfetti on the wing. Cole likes to consider himself a centerman.
Yeah.
Where do you see him at the next level? Is he going to get to keep playing where he loves to play, or is he going to slide over to the wing like you have him?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think he probably starts his career on the wing. I think that will just give him a little bit more freedom to use that offensive creativity that he has. But as he adjusts to the game at that next level and starts to pace the game at that next level, I think that possibility exists for him to be able to move to the middle of the ice.
Well, Sam, I know you gotta get to the studio. You gotta get ready to go. We're about to get going here. So thanks again for doing this, and good luck tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, great to see you, Scott. Hope we see you in a rink soon.